The country is so poor that some call it Europe's last dictatorship. But what they do and know is the secret reason why Belarusians are some of the happiest people in the world. This will blow your mind. Belarus ranks first in the world for life expectancy for both men and women. So if you move here, you could expect to live longer than anyone else. Now, it's no secret that Belarus isn't the best country when it comes to human rights. There's definitely room for improvement, but things aren't as bad as you might think. In fact, Belarus ranks 156 out of 180 countries when it comes to freedom of speech. This is the 5th highest in Europe and the 24th highest in the world. The average internet speed in Belarus is 240 megabits per second. This is around 3 times faster than the United States and 5 times faster than the UK. Did you know that Belarusians drink the most vodka in the world? Did you know that Belarus is home to some of the most beautiful churches in the world? The country has the highest concentration of Orthodox churches in Europe, and these churches are truly breathtaking. Take the Church of Saints Boris and Glub, for example. This church dates back to the 12th century and is one of the oldest buildings in the country. Another popular church is the Holy Spirit Cathedral. This cathedral is known for its unique, onion-shaped domes. Then we have the Church of St. Mary Magdalene. This church is modeled after the Church of the Nativity in Bethlehem. As you can see, Belarus is full of beautiful churches, and this has a positive effect on the people. It's nice to live in a country with lots of beautiful places. It gives people a sense of pride and happiness. They drink an average of 14 shots of vodka per person every year. Russians are second on the list, and they only drink half as much as Belarus. It's estimated that Belarusians drink around 1 liter of pure alcohol every year. Alcohol is very popular in Belarus, and it's commonly drunk before, during, and after a night out. It's also very cheap in Belarus. You can go to almost any bar in the country and get a shot of vodka for $1 or less. Because vodka is so popular in Belarus, it's no surprise that they're one of the happiest countries in the world. Vodka may not be the best for your health, but it definitely puts a smile on people's faces. The fastest internet in the world is the Eurasian network, which covers Belarus, Russia, and Kazakhstan. The network reaches speeds of up to 1 terabit per second. That's fast enough to download 10 gigabyte Steam games every second. The reason why Belarus has such fast internet is because they spend a lot of money on infrastructure. It used to be one of the worst countries in the world for internet speed, but they invested billions of dollars into new networks. Now it's become the fastest country in the world. For comparison, the United States has 30% green cover, and Russia only has 29%. Belarus is full of beautiful forests, lakes, and rivers. This gives the people plenty of places to relax and enjoy nature. If you walk down any random street in the capital city, you'll see plenty of trees. Even though the capital city is one of the largest in Europe, it doesn't feel like it because there are so many trees. Many people from Western countries find this very strange. One American tourist said, "I was wondering how Minsk stayed so green when it's such a large city. Then I realized that they just plant more trees." This makes them one of the 20 worst countries in the world for freedom of speech. But let's put this into perspective. The absolute worst country is North Korea. They've won multiple awards for having the world's most beautiful women, but the entire country is incredibly beautiful. Belarus is full of lush green forests, sparkling lakes and rivers, and historical architecture. The country feels like a fairy tale, and it is easy to see why tourists fall in love with it. The capital city, Minsk, is one of the most underrated cities in the world. It's often overlooked by tourists who visit neighboring countries like Poland and Ukraine. But if you ask anyone who's been to Minsk, they'll tell you that it's a magical place. They rank 180 out of 180. And if you know anything about North Korea, you'll know that there is no freedom of speech at all. People are literally tortured for criticizing the government. Now obviously Belarus isn't anywhere near as extreme. Some journalists and activists have been arrested for speaking out against the government, but for the most part, people are allowed to speak their minds. And this is why Belarus isn't considered to be a totalitarian state. Men are expected to live an average of 74 years, and women can expect to reach 80. And many people say this has to do with their diet. A lot of poor countries have long working hours, because people need to work as much as possible to make money. In Belarus, the average person works around 30 hours a week, and they also get 20 paid vacation days every year. Healthcare workers and teachers even get paid sick leave. When you take everything into account, it's clear that Belarusians have a great work-life balance. They do on-it work too much, and they do on-it work in dangerous conditions, like many people in developing countries. It's no secret that Europeans generally have longer lifespans than people from other parts of the world. The country ranks 46th in the world for education, which makes them the 3rd best country in Europe. It's free to attend primary school in Belarus, and secondary education is also free, although some private schools charge tuition fees. Belarus spends over 6% of their GDP on education, which is way higher than most countries, so the education system gets a lot of funding. What's really impressive about their education system is that, despite all the problems in the country, 99% of children attend primary school and 88% of young people complete secondary education. This is much higher than most poor countries. In places like India, only around 60% of young people complete secondary education, and in sub-Saharan Africa, it's only 33%. Now, there's not one single reason for this. They just tend to live healthier lives, they don't smoke as much, and they also have access to better healthcare. However, there's something different about Belarus. Their lifestyle is particularly healthy. On top of all the things we already mentioned, they also eat more berries than any other country in the world. In fact, Belarusians consume nearly double the amount of berries per person than the next closest country. They eat so many berries, they have more antioxidants in their blood than anyone else. Antioxidants reduce the risk of getting cancer and heart disease, which are two of the most common causes of death in the world. As you may have guessed, this has a huge impact on the life expectancy rate. Number 10. Life expectancy. Only 13.4% of the population lives below the national poverty line. This means that extreme poverty is quite rare, and most people have access to some sort of comfortable life. The GDP per capita in Belarus is around $16,000. This isn't the highest, but it's still enough to provide most people with basic necessities and some luxuries. If you compare this to the United States, where 13.4% of the population lives below the poverty line, you would see that those people would be considered middle class in Belarus. Of course, there are still beggars on the street in Belarus, but compared to most European countries, poverty isn't a big issue. No. 9. Poverty rate. The poverty rate is pretty low in Belarus. No. 8. Freedom of speech. Number 7. Work-life balance. Belarus ranks 25th in the world for work-life balance, and this is impressive considering how poor the country is. No. 6. Education. Belarus has a very good education system. No. 5. Green spaces. Despite being a poor country, Belarus has plenty of green spaces. The country has 34.5% green cover. No. 4. Internet speed. Belarus actually has the fastest internet in the world. No. 3. Natural beauty. It's no secret that Belarus is one of the most beautiful countries in the world. No. 2. Vodka. And coming in at no. 1 today, we have Trace. Thank you for watching. See you next time.